Yeah, that's probably it.
So we're down to Mary today. I'm not sure what the group wanted to do next.
I think there's something
I
about
think
the
it
dragon.
was Dragon.
We're sort of in the middle of a few things. Were you... That's right, you did head back to the town. Alright.
It's hard to know we were on the ship because we were heading over to save their dragon friend that I haven't met yet.
Yeah, I haven't met it either.
Yeah, we haven't seen this guy in a little bit.
Yeah, me and Robert and Flick joined the party, like in canon, the same day.
Yep.
Yeah. You were all sort of found in
Maybe
the
they are.
Illithid area. Alright, yeah.
That's right. I think we technically found Flick the day after because I think we had a long rest after.
Yeah, we had a
Mhm.
long rest, so we found Robert, and then the next day we met Fleck. That
Wandering
was a long day.
Alright, well... Interested to see how the new Robert plays. Robert Montoya.
Oh, are you in 2024 rules now?
He went 2024. Alright. Well, we can get to it. Looks like it was going to be Nasir's turn, but she is not here, obviously. Robert, you would be the next in line. Are you able to do it today?
Sounds good.
Alright, move you down to the end. And Flick, you're the previous scribe, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Do you, are you able to give us a recap of last session?
I am pulling up my handy dandy notes right now. All right. So party started off still at Asila's house because they're looking for information about the Seven. Specifically information about the Shadow Lord. Discretion.
You're breaking up.
I was about to say, is he going to hell for everyone else too?
Yep. It could be because I'm a little bit far away from my desktop. Let me get closer. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Does that sound?
Yeah, you sound
Yep,
better.
back on.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah. So we started off last session at Asila's house. We were trying to gather information about the Seven, and we're using their library to get. Well, it was half getting information about the Seven and also using their library to get general information, but it was also Robert trying to hit on her and get a date, which happened
Most
successfully.
important part.
It is the most important part. There was a lot of. It was really much a dating sim last session. Let's see.
Exactly.
Nasira was courting Atala. Robert showing off his dancing skills to Asilla. I am getting in touch with Jarkova, the gentleman who sold me the information of how I found the party by accident. That leads to a demonic portal that may have good or bad things. Eldwin and Onvir start a new project at Sill's library where they successfully research about Banshee's essence. And was it Robert that did a high stakes heist as well?
Not high
I think it was
stakes.
high
No, he
stakes.
was more
Mid-stakes.
just being a criminal, I think.
Being a criminal,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. So I think I put high stakes to make it sound more dramatic. But he went from dating to thieving, as
Right
you
on.
do when you're in town. He was moderately successful
He's
at it. And
he's a Renaissance man. He's got a lot of things on his plate.
exactly. He needs to steal things to then woo the girl with.
Exactly.
the most important thing was that he got a pocket watch heirloom, but failed to make a clean getaway at the end due to unforeseen reasons, and got a bounty. So I think as of right now, it is only myself and
Nope, just yourself.
just myself now. Yep, I thought there was another person. But nope, just myself that doesn't have a bounty, which is fine because we are leaving anyways. Nazira did some personal research and she got intel on how to make a storm boomerang. I sold some Yuan-Ti items to a collector to replenish our coffers. And then Nasira got permission to bring Atala with her, her new boo, and we were on the ship, and we were going to the aid of, some mysterious dragon friend that I have yet to meet.
Yeah, so we hadn't actually left yet. According to my notes, you were in the town kind of preparing to leave, and that's kind of where we ended, unless I'm wrong there.
I
thought
think
we ended on
had
the ship.
Yeah, we had a couple days that we're working on.
Yeah, because it was a couple of days of traveling, so people were working on other stuff on the ship as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was some downtime stuff going on. Just looking at some notes. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I think we'd only literally just gotten back and we're talking to people.
What was that the other vampire dude?
Yeah, Caleb and
Caleb.
James.
Yeah, as you know him, James.
Okay. Just making some notes on your current faction statuses. I think I
Revan's
already.
Pass. Do not go there.
Oh yeah, I didn't put Revan's Pass in there. I should add that.
Yeah, that's an important one. They don't like us.
I mean, it's not. I doubt I'd forget that, but
Oh,
should
gotcha.
put it in here anyway under the faction stuff.
Where's the faction stuff again?
Under
Where's
party
that?
information.
Right. Thank you.
Alright. Oh, and I think I mentioned this before, but in announcements, but I'll just mention it again. I added a player story ideas tab. If people want to, if you have any ideas and you get an inspiration for some story stuff, you can put it here, and I'll try to figure out a way to introduce it to what's going on.
I wanted a quick clarification on something you had said in that.
Yeah.
You said as a group, were you saying we could collectively give points towards one?
So yeah, you can work together. You can work separately, basically any kind of ideas for storyline stuff that you think would be fun to incorporate into the current storyline. You could put them in here, and I will try to see if there's a way I can incorporate it along with a story point offering. And I might change the offering depending on how much I think the storyline benefits you. If it's personally going to benefit your character a lot, I might charge you, or the party, I might charge you guys a little more story points for it. But
a
if
storyline that gets us our own pet dragon, yeah, that's going to be a lot.
yeah, some kind of ally. But if it's just you think would be a cool idea, then you could always just put it down, and I might just do it on the cheap for story points. But yeah, it's just kind of a way because I want to give you guys more of an opportunity to become part of what's going on in the main story. So
for
that's...
example, I could do something like investigate the spy of Hildar's temple.
Well, that's sort of already in there as a thing the group could do. It's more.
Okay,
it would
so
more be
what,
something
make
like
fire?
I really think what's her name is kind of cool. Some NPC maybe suggest a storyline where you work with her to figure something out, or him, or you want to bring in a character from your backstory. You could suggest a storyline where they show up and do something. And basically, the more details you give me, the easier it'll be for me to work things in. I kind of just wanted a section where it could all be so people could see each other's ideas as well. Because I was kind of doing this, but it was in separate areas, and I wanted to just coalesce it into one area, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, sounds fun.
So I think I'm going to try this anyway, and if it doesn't work well, I might do something else. But I figured this is a good place for it. What else? I think that's it. So yeah, we were in Wandering Ember.
Does someone want to control Masira?
I can control Masira.
Okay, wasn't sure.
And who? Do you have Voli and Dosha with you as well?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of you. Which one of them would you like in combat?
I think Dosha's the highest level, so it's probably best to just have him.
So yeah.
We've also given him quite a few magic items.
Voli can be in the background in case you need him to do something, but yeah, we'll say Dosha is the one in combat. If combat comes up. Alright, so you are in the town, Wandering Ember, which is still mostly tents and like maybe a couple of caves that people have taken over, as well as some areas where they have sunstone set up and food growing. You had been passing some time. It is currently the 15th of summer, 8 a.m. So I think you just passed a day. And as you are kind of waking up in the morning, you would receive a visitor to your camp area. Which I have to pull the picture of. Assuming I could find them.
It's a ghost.
It is a ghost. No,
The
it's
ghost of Christmas past.
So, as you are kind of getting up and moving about, a familiar face enters the camp.
Oh.
He says, "Greetings, friends. I heard you were about to go looking for me." He says, "Unfortunately, I have finished my journey, and I was unable to track down my lost love."
Didn't I literally cast sending on him like 2 days ago saying we were going to come help him?
Did he answer?
He did. He said he was unsuccessful so far.
Alright. Well, I'll say that he, seems to have decided to come back. He says the area I had searched was not very forthcoming in clues, and I lost the scent. So unfortunately, I don't believe she's there anymore. He says, but I appreciate the information you gave me, and I do have some clues I can follow up on. He says, I will let you know more if or once I discover more.
I would get a little bit closer and kind of like sniff him a little bit as he was just like talking to the group. And I would say, who is it that you're looking for and why are they missing?
Kind of looks down at Flick. Wait, how tall are you?
5'11"?
Alright, yeah, he's a little taller than you. So he kind of looks down. He's like, I see you have a couple of new faces with you. And then he says, well, I have a mate who I lost track of long ago, and I had been seeking her out. Says, I know the group was a bit busy at the time, so they were unable to help me. I traveled far to the east of here through the caves to an area of the Dark Sea, but unfortunately, I was unable to find my lost love.
Robert will like walk up, put his hand on this guy's shoulder, like, buddy, it was not meant to be. It's not meant to be. I'm sorry.
Kind of raises an eyebrow. He says, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Okay, when you say you lost her, can you give more context?
Robert, please don't be insensitive.
Says, well, long ago, we were together, and she vanished. And ever since then, I have been on the trail of her, trying to figure out what happened. Recently, the group gave me a clue through, what was it?
Divine intervention.
Yeah, through some sort of divine intervention, but unfortunately, either I was too slow or, yeah, I was unable to save her from whatever captor holds her.
And this guy looks like a human.
Yeah,
Elf?
so he looks elven. He has green eyes and grayish hair. He's wearing a very nice-looking set of plate mail with a shield on his back, a long sword on his side, and a bunch of daggers on his belt, as well as a few potions.
Damn, I didn't know he looked kitted
Yeah.
out.
I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was kidded.
Yeah, he's kitted out. Well, I don't think you've seen him too much in... Well, no, I guess you have seen him in this form. So yeah, he generally has... Well, he doesn't always wear armor, but generally, like, if he is in an area where he thinks he might need it, he keeps it on.
Like, elves are long-lived. I'm sure you'll find her. Do elves usually only have one mate for life?
Kind of looks at the group. He says, I'm guessing you haven't told them.
It hasn't
We
really
actually-
come up.
Actually, no, we have told him several times, and he just refuses to believe us.
So
I'm sorry, what?
he will close his eyes as some kind of strange mist begins to swirl around him, suddenly becoming much larger. And kind of like now looming over the group and sitting there. A couple of the people in the area will gasp and run away. While others kind of know who he is, so they just like are watching in awe. And he says, "I'm a green dragon, and very old, and one who has lived underground for a long time."
Oh, when they said dragon, they meant dragon.
Yes. He says, "My name is Calathar." Oh wait, what was his full name?
I'm not sure
Do
if
I have
we...
that information? Did he not give that to you?
I think
thought
he's
he
only ever said Caliphar.
Alright, that's fine. So you would know him as Calathar. So he says, "My name is Calathar."
And my name is Robert.
Yes.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Yes, very, very pleased to make your acquaintance.
What did you think we meant when we said dragon?
I thought you guys were just... I thought that was a joke you guys made to every new guy you met.
He says, "No, I
Like-
can assure you I am definitely no joke. The group here saved me from a pretty harrowing fate. I was stuck in a flooded area, and most likely would have perished if not for their intervention. So we became a bit of, well, at first reluctant friends, and I've grown to like them over the time we've spent together. Other
So
than,
There's actually...
other than getting me stuck in a dangerous dimension.
Yes, we felt really bad. Was it dangerous? I thought it was the Celestial had played.
He says, "Well, they're not all that fond of my kind."
No, that's fair.
Dear Calathar, what assurance do you have that your mate wants to be found?
He says, "Well, I suppose there's no certain assurances, but I feel she would have just told me if she didn't want to be followed. The way she left was very suspicious. She just never returned from one of her ventures."
Didn't you have a child as well, or am I imagining that?
As well, yes, dragons, well, the way we have children is much different from you humanoids.
I pull some
It's-
dolls out and I wait for him to explain.
He
God damn
says,
it.
"Our children don't require much care to raise, and therefore, once they are born, we send them on their way, as keeping them close by could make them a, what's it called? A rival."
Liability. Oh.
He says dragons do not generally get along well. Though this is not always the case, such as with me and my mate. But yes, we've had several children together.
So
What happens
dragons
when
are
you meet your
solitary.
children?
Yeah.
Says,
Is that
well,
something
Like-
we should worry about?
I don't generally... Well, I haven't stayed in touch with any of my offspring. They go out into the deep and do what they can to survive and build their horde, as all dragons do. That is the way of our people.
Do you care much for your offspring?
He says, probably not as much as the humanoids do. It's a different type of relationship. I mean, if I were to meet them, I would probably consider them a threat to myself and my territory. But I wouldn't even know that they were mine, necessarily.
No, I'm the same way. I fathered quite a few children myself in the Astral Sea.
Says, you are a navigator of the Astral Sea.
Was.
Yeah, it's actually where we found him.
Says, you must have quite the story to tell. I myself have never been to the Astral Sea, but it sounds like an amazing place.
Alright, well, let me sit you down for a moment. And
Yeah,
Robbie just tells this guy his life story.
At this, he kind of will shrink back down, once again taking on the form of the elf. Alright, so you're gonna kind of hang out and talk about your adventures?
Yes.
Yeah, fill him in on all the stuff that's happened.
Alright. So, while that's happening, let me know, is anyone else doing anything in the camp?
If I have time, I would probably be working with the girls to basically doing lessons, tutoring them on how to use a ship.
Alright. So, oh yeah, that's right, you were spending some time doing that.
Can he teach multiple people at once?
So, I'll say if he is not piloting, then yes, he probably could. They'd all have to spend a downtime day on it, which for them isn't as big a deal because they're not doing anything else. But yeah, he could teach multiple people how to use the ship.
Because I know Nasira was wanting to, and I don't know. If she
Just
would.
make it a book, and then you can distribute it, and people can learn on their own.
Actually, we do have that beginner's manual that you used to learn that Uvdu wrote down.
Now-
So,
Oh, wait, did we lose Flick?
where is that?
Lose me? I'm right here.
Oh, I don't see you in the game.
Are you in the wrong wrong one?
Oh no, nope, that's my bad. I'm getting in right now. I was in the game, but I think I Control-Alt-deleted the wrong program, and yeah. Anywho, I'm here.
Yeah, no worries. I was just, yeah, because I saw you in before, then I was like, wait, he's not here anymore. So, now remind me, does Flick have any markings or tattoos that would identify his tribe?
I would say there'd probably be some markings. Like if you look at the tails, that there's going to be the spacing between the circles. There's going to be like little ringlets that'll go around my tail, and you'll see that there's like a pattern that develops where it's like
Kinda
a
like a
couple
lemur
ringlets.
tail?
Kind of like that, except that instead of there being a uniformity to it, it's almost like there's like a discernible pattern to it, and it's definitely not natural.
So is that something the tribe does with magic, or how do they do that?
It's like a rite of rite of passage where once you go from a youngling to someone who can actually benefit the tribe, if you successfully pass the trials, then the shaman does it. It's a little bit painful, but generally just seen as something that needs to be done, and that's a source of pride for people who actually do it.
So is that like, when you say painful, is that like he scratches like a scar into your tail, or like cuts the hair in a certain way?
It's more like a magic that kind of like singes.
Oh, okay.
It singes the fur and the flesh, and so instead of it being bald as it would be with actual fire, it's just like a charred ring of fur in those places.
All right, gotcha. All right. So, as you are. So you said you're going to teach them how to use the ship. Okay. So,
Is that the
Eldwin,
right picture? That looks very much human.
huh?
Oh,
Calathar?
Flick's... No, Flick.
Oh well, no,
Looks very human.
he's not displaying his Flick right now. That's his. I think that's his
Yeah.
account picture.
That's the one that
Okay.
always. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
It threw me off. I was like, what?
No, I wish
Flick
there
just
was a
turns
way.
human.
Yeah, I wish there was a way you could by default display as your character, because that is annoying every time you come back. So, yeah, your time is passing, and one of the girls you notice, Eldwin. Which one was it? Wait, that's not right. Which one? So one of the girls, I'll say Mirren, looks kind of like something's off with her. She seems distracted as you're giving your lesson.
What?
Do you want to say anything, or just kind of shrug and keep doing what you're doing?
Like in the middle of the reference? Or-
Yeah, like you're
No.
you're busy kind of teaching the three of them, and she seems a little distracted as you're doing this.
It's like, why don't we take a 10-15 minute break? Like, we've been at this for a little bit, and then
Ellen shrugs and says, "All right, I'll go get lunch. It's almost 12."
it's like, once everyone kind of first a little bit, I'll come up to me and I was like, is everything okay?
Hmm?
You seemed a little distracted.
She says, "Oh, was I that obvious?" Well, I had kind of an odd dream last night, and it's just been on my mind a little. It almost felt more like some sort of magical vision than an actual dream, as it is. I remembered it much more acutely than I would usually remember a dream. So it's just kind of been on my mind a little.
Care to share?
Give me a persuasion, as she does seem hesitant.
Alright.
If you have anything to boost this, do it. You are terrible at this.
Yeah. I will use inspiration.
Okay, so an inspired persuasion.
Yeah.
DC, well, okay.
Woo!
So she says, well, I saw the ley lines. DC that, DCU. Excuse me. I was seeing the ley lines, and I just noticed several of them led to dark happenings. I sensed death and destruction. Almost like some kind of warning that maybe I shouldn't, we shouldn't be following them. You know, looking for this unburned place on the surface. Or at least if we do seek it, there might be dark times to come. I also saw other things I didn't quite understand, like symbols and, well, strangely enough, one of the visions I saw kind of reminded me of one of your new friends, the Tabaxi.
Remind you of Flick?
Yeah, that's his name, Flick. I thought I saw
cool.
him with other Tabaxi, though obviously I didn't recognize any of them. It was one of the paths the ley lines were leading me in my dream. Or vision. I don't know. So, you know, it's probably just my imagination. I do have strange dreams sometimes, but if we, you know, if we are pursuing the surface, we should be cautious. It may have been some kind of omen.
With the gifts that you have, I wouldn't discount any dream of yours. If you like, if you feel up to it, like maybe you could write down some of what you saw, or it's like maybe talk to Anvir and Nasira. They're probably like Anvir and his like clerical skills might be able to be better at parsing those things than mine. Or
maybe.
or we can like, or one of these times we can like some of us can sit together and try and find the meaning in this, because like if you think that this is a warning of some kind, we should definitely heed it.
She says partial warning, but I think it was also maybe some kind of guide. Maybe giving me some insight as to certain places I might need to go. She says, does Flick come from a group like himself? Like a bunch of other Tabaxi?
Out of character, has he mentioned his tribe to us before? I forget.
It would have been in passing. If anybody had asked me, like, where's home, I would have like mentioned, like, yeah, there's obviously more Tabaxi, and we tend to stick to ourselves. But unless you specifically ask more about it, not like where or like what we're into.
Like he hasn't said anything about locations or stuff, but he has mentioned in passing that about a tribe that he was part of with other Tabaxi. Maybe we can ask him more about that.
Alright, give me another persuasion check, DC 5. I'll say you have advantage on this. 15. So she hesitates a little but says, well, I mean, and you're sure we can trust him? He's not working for the Empire or anything, right? I don't know him too well. Sorry if that's offensive.
No, you have all reason to be worried about that stuff. I think
I'm pretty sure the Foxhearts and the Steel Shadow are still seeking me, so I'm just, it's been nice to be away from all that, but I still worry a lot.
Yeah. Like I don't think Flick is involved with them. He seems to do his own thing. I think we can at least trust him with this.
Well, there are a few things I could ask him about. There were some things I saw in my vision that maybe he could provide clarity on.
Like,
well, just let me know. I can go talk to him with you.
It's like we can go meet him together once we finish today's lesson.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I assume after that you just kind of go back to the teaching. Are any of the rest of you doing anything as time passes?
Nothing in particular.
Okay. So
High stakes crime. No, just kidding.
you're starting your crime empire in the Wandering Ember.
Stealing from our own colony.
Starting our own thieves guild, baby.
It's true. You could. It's kind of there's not much to steal right now. I guess you could steal from like the government. But,
the government died. Our government is Ames.
I mean, actually, the Wandering Ember like government does have a decent amount of money, just because it was doing well before it got sacked. But yeah, I'm not sure if Robert was just joking. I assume
No, it was a joke. Not like a thieves guild, but more like an information gathering thing, like what, a spy network. Since they have assassins over them after them.
It's true. Didn't you send someone to go look into that?
We wanted to, but I don't think we ever agreed on anything.
Yeah, one of your people offered. Who was that?
Atala, I think.
Oh, it was Atala?
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
Atala offered.
Yeah, that's right, because she came back here with you. Alright,
And then we made the joke about the emotional support vampire because Nasira didn't want to hook her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, well... okay, so we're passing some time.
Oh, I'd warned Calathar that he might not want to go back to his plateau because he'll come across a storm giant if he hasn't already gone back there.
He says, really? Something took it over? I was wondering why you all weren't there. Did you tell him about that before? Yeah, I think you did when you messaged him. You sent him a... I'll assume you did. So he says, yeah, I mean, it had served its purpose back in the day. Makes me a little sad that he got my, or at least part of my horde, but such is life, I suppose. I don't suppose you all would be interested in taking out this storm giant.
He's actually a fairly stand-up guy.
Oh. Well, you know, he didn't steal your treasure, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah, no, that is fair. I'm sorry, but
I'm always down to get into a fight.
I think if we tried to attack him, then we'd also have to deal with our neighbors, which is a tribe of cloud giants.
Well, just putting it out there. If you need help taking them down, I'd probably be up for the fight.
We'll keep them in mind. If it ever comes down to it, we'll let you know, Cal.
I want my plateau back.
And your horde.
And part of my horde. Only a smaller part. I actually hid most of my treasure before I left.
I see. Like a true pirate. X marks the spot, am I right?
Arrgh.
Says, well, I'm like a dragon, but sure. It's a pirate.
Apparently, it's somebody who. Well, apparently in the Astral Sea they have ships that float through it, and he pillages other ships. Is what I got from it.
And towns.
Pirates have a lot of treasure, then?
Usually, if they're good.
I guess that's similar to what dragons do. Well, in any case, let me know. So Dosha, I'll say it's probably around 1 o'clock now. Dosha will approach, I'll say Robert. And he says, well, I guess you're all there, but he'll approach Robert, kind of looking at the others and say, so now that we no longer need to help your dragon friend, or our dragon friend, what do you think is our next step? He says there are several plots brewing around the deep. Where shall the Grey Wanderers wander? He seems excited to get on the next adventure.
My dog just peed. Hold them. My dog just peed on my floor. I'll be right back.
Ah, that's the worst.
Doggy. Alright, well then he will turn to, I guess, Flick and Anvir, who are there, and say, what do you two think?
I'm just looking it up. So,
We should probably wait till tonight, Nasira says. Discuss it as a group, perhaps over dinner. He shrugs, he says, well, could get some opinions now, though, Nasira. We could also discuss it then. I just think it would be best if all of us were here. He just kind of looks at Flick and Anvir and shrugs.
that's fair.
Oh, very well, I shall. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say, it seems there's a lot of things that are at stake that where you don't have that we, as the new people or myself, actually don't really have a lot of say in yet. Just because I'm not really sure what our goals are as a group. Right now, it seems to be anything related to this colony seems to take precedence. So aside from that, I don't know.
Is that what you say? Like that you're not sure? Okay. So he'll say, well, we were following the, we were looking into ways to help the triplets find their path to a place on the surface that might not be burning anymore. He says, oh, I guess I should have checked if he already knew about that.
I can't remember, but he does now.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, a path to the surface?
He says, yes. According to what we gleaned from our 3 friends, the three women within the ship. The ley lines suggest there's an area of the surface that may no longer be on fire. He says, before I met the Grey Wanderers, I didn't think the surface was even real, but after seeing the things that they've seen, well, anything could be real. And a place with no cave above you, well, it's something I'd like to see.
I'll have to take you to my temple sometime, Dosha. Tristan was alive on the surface.
Oh. He says, well, I know that the Astral Sea was quite the sight, so if the surface is anything like that, I'm very interested in finding a way there. Would
From
also... Go ahead.
I was going to say, from the stories Tristan told me, it's what it looks like when the equivalent of the surface's daystones go out. It looks like that.
He nods and says, yes, I had also heard that instead of sunstones, there is an actual sun, which is where the stones get their name from. Some kind of fire in the sky that warms everything it touches. He says, again, I shiver to think how dangerous flames in the sky would be, but if the world is not on fire in those areas, perhaps it's not all that bad.
No, apparently it's quite lush. I'm pretty sure there's even some picture books in the library.
He says, but in any case, Flick, that is one of the things we had been seeking. And of course, there is now the danger of spies finding their way to Ember, that may be encamped within Anvir's old temple. So that is another possible thing we can look into. He says, I think those were the two main threads that we wish to follow, yes?
Did you say Eldwin is here, or...?
Eldwin is off teaching right now.
Yeah, okay, so none of us know about the dream yet. That's what I wanted to account for.
Yeah. He says so. At least from what I know. I'm not sure if you all have other things you are looking into.
You know, anything to get out of this place. It feels a bit claustrophobic.
Well, hold on. Let me pull out my little side quest notes. So there are still people stuck in the Devil's Hearth in Candleholm.
No, you did that
Where?
already.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. You helped them escape.
Oh yeah, I just forgot about that. It's still in the side quests as also.
Yeah, because no one really upkeeps those. You're
Yeah,
free to delete that one. The group did that. They basically fought their way to get them to the caves and out of Candle.
That's right. We caused the massive distraction for Yuri and stuff.
Yeah. But maybe we should discuss it with everyone, as Nasira says. And she just kind of smiles and nods. Says, all right, I shall come back in the evening when we're all together eating dinner. Alright, so is anyone else doing anything? Otherwise, I will just skip some time.
Are we taking a downtime day?
You can. Let's see, you started at 8. So I guess, yeah, if you worked until 4, that would be the 8 hours. So if you have a downtime project you're progressing, you can put a day towards it. Just remember, you have to meet all the prerequisites for it.
Robert would like to make that spy network you mentioned.
So, is he just trying to recruit people, or...?
Yeah, I think he'd recruit like some of the more less savory folks in the town.
Alright, so you're just starting out by trying to recruit some people?
Yeah.
So I guess go ahead and make a project for that.
It's task/projects, right?
Yeah, it's under the project section. I'll have to kind of ad hoc what it requires, because obviously there's no Start Spy Network downtime project.
Mm-hmm.
But
like,
yeah,
make your
after
own guild, whatever, spy guild.
yeah, but after 5 days, I'll address it, like what you ended up spending on it and such. You do have to be within Ember to do that. That would be the only requirement.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
Just get some roots set down.
Yeah. So anyone else doing anything or need to, well, if you're doing something you already have a project, you can just, say you're doing it. Just let me know if you want to start one. So at around 5 p.m., everyone in the group would meet up for dinner. And Dosha would basically kind of mention the same thing. We'll say you're eating dinner near the ship in the camp where you usually eat. He says, Eldwin, what about you? Do you have any ideas? Or you, Voli?
So, actually, Miriam spoke to me today about a weird dream she had.
And what was this dream? Nasira says, now kind of interested.
Are the girls here, or are they?
Yeah, sure. I'll say. So she looks a little bit embarrassed, but she would say, and she kind of looks to Flick and says, "Actually, I think my dream was about you." She says,
My ears cock back, and I'm look at her in surprise.
She says, "In fact, I'm almost sure of it now." She says, "The markings on your tail resembled the markings I saw in my dream." She says, "Do you have a tribe that you come from?"
Yeah, everybody has the tribe they come from.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I saw your tribe in our dream. There was some sort of conflict. Are you familiar with something called the White Stone?
What do you know about the White Stone? I say cautiously.
She says, "Well, in my dream, your tribe seemed to be holding it. They were very protective of it, and we were speaking to them about using it to further our search for the surface." She says, "I'm not sure what the connection is or why we'd be seeking it. Is this a real thing?"
I'll, as she talks to me, I'll just kind of like, I'll be listening. My eyes will glaze over a little bit, and you'll just like, anybody notice? Well, I'm not hiding it, but you see like my claws kind of just like unfurl and furl a little bit as they're talking, and I would say, I don't understand this magic you're using, but it's not an easy task to either see my tribe or to gain knowledge about them. They make sure that anybody that finds them usually doesn't make it out alive to tell the rest of the world. And I'll be a little bit tense, just hackles raise a little bit as not doing anything, but just a little bit on edge.
Oh, I see. Well, why is it that they don't like visitors?
I mean, will a strange dog bite? If you don't know what their intentions are, they're just not to. It's the safest option there is. It's our home, and anybody who comes to our home, well, unless you were invited, which we invite no one, then there's no reason for you to be there.
A precaution, then, Dosha says. I understand this logic. The Knolls are also very similar in how we view outsiders. She says, well, I saw that along with a few other things in my vision. I think this White Stone might be something we need if we're going to seek a path to the surface. I wish I knew more about it. She says, do you know anything about it?
No. I'm not so high up in the cast that I would be given that kind of information.
She says, but it is familiar to you. You know what I'm talking about.
I know of a stone that has been very heavily guarded by the tribe. Some even speculate that's the reason why we take such a, extreme position on newcomers. It's the tribe's treasure or relic or whatever it may be. All I know is the shamans protect its secrets, are very protective of its secrets, and that's all I need to know as a good cast member.
Well, it might help if we knew more about the stone, she says, but from my vision, I got the feeling like it was important to what we needed to do. I wish I knew more about why, though. And the other two seem kind of surprised. Ellen says, why didn't you tell us about this? She says, I don't know, this vision scared me a bit because of some of the things I saw, and I thought best to keep it to myself. Ellen says, you shouldn't do that, Mirren. We should all tell each other everything. She says, Scarlet has told me of her visions, and we were actually kind of surprised you hadn't had any. She says, well, alright. Next time I will.
Is this my first time meeting the girls?
You briefly met them when you saw the ship last time.
Yeah.
Well, no, he would have been interacting with them the whole time because they can't leave the ship.
Well, I guess because that was the session we made our way back to Ravenshire, but I was gone that session. Like,
True.
I wasn't here, so I've heard of you guys talk about the girls, but I guess that would make sense if we traveled together that I would have met them before.
Yeah, so maybe you've traveled with them, but maybe you haven't talked to them much. You just kind of kept your distance. Flick isn't like an overly, personable character, I don't think.
No, he's not that interested in. Well, he's interested in people who are interesting or interested, and children aren't interesting.
Yeah.
But now this child has
Children.
these girls. Now they have my undivided attention, and so as they're having their little you should tell me this and that, I'm just like, I turn to let's see, who do I like the most out of here? It would be Nazira, but after Nazira, it's definitely going to be Anvir. I turn to Anvir and say, what are these things?
What are... So I can play Nasira if you want to turn to her. She is technically here. But alright, so you turn to Anvir, and you said, what are these things?
Yeah,
Okay.
As the girls are talking amongst themselves, I'm like, what are these things? Why is this one talking about my tribe as if she's been there? It's disturbing.
Well, they have unique abilities. It's part of the reason they stay in this ship all the time. Because people want them.
Yes. Are you familiar with the ley lines of the deep? Nasira would say.
I'll look at Nasira blankly and just shrug, like...
She says, the ability to read the ley lines is a very unique one that I thought was only something that my people could do. But it seems that these girls can not only do it, but are actually much more skilled at doing it than anyone I've ever met. She says, the ley lines are magical energies that flow all throughout the deep, and they connect all of Gaian. They are all around. Some places more prevalent than others, but the ability to see and read them gives one insights and often a deeper connection to magic if one chooses that path. She says the energies of Gaian, the magical energies, are all around and especially powerful within the deep.
Well, these seem valuable. How have you been using their powers for your own sake? Or are you using their powers for your own sake?
No, we've been protecting them from the people who wish to, in very horrific ways.
The empires of the humans, as well as several large mercenary groups have been hunting them because they escaped from a powerful family within the, what was it, Darrock Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah, within the Darrock Empire.
Were you involved with their escape, or is that just another list of people who are trying to get you?
No, we met them afterwards. Although, yes, they are out to get us, especially the mercenary group.
The one who leads the colony now, James, you would know him as. He is the one that helped them escape. In fact, from his own family, as he is a Foxheart. Davian Foxheart is his real name. And he is friends with the three of them. He says, it turns out he is also quite skilled at politics, as you have probably noticed.
So is the search for the surface just for the sake of getting these children somewhere? The Empire won't be able to reach them?
Well, that, and ever since Candleholm was destroyed, we do want a safe place for us to fully colonize.
Well, and, I mean, your people, Voli would say, often claim the surface is your birthright. I know you certainly are a headache for my people whenever you all come trouncing down here because your world is on fire. He says, so it makes sense that, the humanoid, or the humans and the dwarves and everyone else wants to return to the surface. He says, technically my people used to live on the surface as well until Corellin banished us.
Oh, that's a whole religious thing.
Yes. And
Onvir looks like he's just like, oh god, that's a whole kennel.
He smiles and says, not bitter at all. I like it down here.
That makes sense. Well, one bright side about the cataclysms is we are forced to all live together, and I have many friends that are part.
Well, I don't know if that would be a bright side, but anyway, that's why I assume your people might seek out their homeland, their birthright, or whatever else they might call it. And safety, and all that other stuff. What they said.
Interesting.
He says, so, what does this mean, these visions? Are we to seek out this white stone? Did you call it, Mirren? And she shrugs. She says, I don't know, but it's one of the things that we might need to investigate if we seek to go and follow the path of the ley lines, which could lead us to the surface. She says, I
think
don't fully know what's involved in finding that path, so we're not there yet, but this might be a clue.
I guess it kind of depends on what Flick wants to do. I don't want to go against your wishes, especially when it comes to your tribe.
One thing I could say is that right now, if I were to present you as friends, you would still be killed on the spot, because I am not someone who's has high enough authority for them to care about my wishes. I'm one of the oddballs that actually leave the tribe of their own volition, not sent out to look for information, but someone who's gathering on his own whim. I would need to come back with important information or items to even be given an audience with the people who would even, I don't know, see fit to elevate me to where I could actually make that decision to introduce foreigners into the tribe.
Well, what kind of
Important
information?
how?
Is this not important information?
I don't know. I mean, that place has been our home forever, so like we're not looking for a place to relocate to. So giving you information of a dreamland where there is no fire that we can really relocate to when they don't want to relocate, it's like, how valuable is that information? Their homes aren't destroyed. They've been protecting it for, well, ever.
What's so special about those lands, Foley says? Just out of curiosity, of course. They seem...
They're secluded. They, once upon a time, legends say that we were driven to the brink and either by accident or divine intervention, we found these lands that were easy to defend and were far away from the conflicts that initially drove my people into that kind of exile. I can't tell you how long ago that was. There's nothing written, it's all oral history, but that's just been our home ever since, and we protect it, well, very well.
Can you think of anything
Says I.
Anything.
we could
Any-
do? Or, like,
Anything
find?
they
Or...
want? Any information?
Most information that usually we bring back is about our neighbors, the lands around us, what the different empires or civilizations are doing, ways we can foresee threats if they ever were to become a threat. Aside from that, explorers in the past have brought objects of power. The shamans take a lot of importance on that, as to if you remain isolated, there's not a lot of ways you can actually introduce new, items or artifacts if you don't really go anywhere. So that's a way in. One calls it bribery, but hey, I mean, it helps us defeat our enemies.
Why is it that everyone wants your magical items? Dosha says. Giants and tabaxi, they all want your magical things.
They're one of those things that will eternally stay valuable.
Greed, Dosha.
It's like the housing market. Alright. So Dosha says, well, I mean, we certainly have things of value. Might be worth it to trade for this stone or the information that comes with the stone. I don't know.
I wonder if there's anywhere else we could go to try and find some more stuff on the way or before we go.
Foley thinks for a moment. He says, how are the defenses of this town? Or is it possible one might sneak in? Oh, sorry, is that rude?
You are talking about the man's tribe.
He says, well, he doesn't live there anymore.
I think you did say you liked it, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, my apologies then. I won't steal your people's precious artifacts.
Neither will I, Flick.
Oh.
Foley gives you a wink, Robert.
Mhm.
It's heisting time. Oh, did I say that out loud? Shit. But he says, in all seriousness, I don't want to step on any toes, but it could be an option. I'm just putting that out there if it's something anyone's interested in.
I mean,
if your tribe's interested in the goings on of the surrounding empires, we can, like, if Miram believes that this white stone has something to do with the ley lines, the Steel Shadow were working for the Empire on reading and tracking the ley lines.
Ellen says,
Why-
that's true. They could be seeking the stone themselves. If they knew about it. If it's related.
If they managed
Yeah.
to get any information on it through the ley lines with Scarlet's ritual that they force her to do, or in the many libraries back in the Empire himself.
Scarlet says, well, when we were prisoners, some of the Steel Shadow would constantly ask us about our dreams. That magic-using person, her and the other wizards would constantly be doing magic on us to try to push us into a dreamlike state to gain information. So, I don't remember anyone saying anything about this white stone during our visions. I don't think we saw that specifically, though. And Ellen kind of suddenly looks a little bit more concerned. She says, yes, there was that tabaxi vision. Though obviously we didn't know anything about you or your tribe, but the Steel Shadow, well, at least they know to be on the lookout for tabaxi, and that your tribe, or a tribe, might be related to that, to the path to the surface. If it is that stone.
Mm. Bringing back information that others might know about the stone is a way in. It directly impacts the tribe and it directly informs them of dangers, which is the whole point of us few who go out into the world to go find those dangers before they become one. That's a way to start a dialogue, I'll admit. But whether or not that means they'll just let you in, well, it's good to have a backup plan.
Bully sighs. He says, "Stealing the stone sounds better and better. Flick, old boy, do you intend to continue to follow us after we go on this path to the surface?"
I don't know. That's a question for when we actually get to that bridge.
He nods.
For
He says,
now-
"He's just curious."
There seems to be enough on our plate right now that thinking that far in the future really isn't my style.
He says, "I'm all about plans, so you'll have to excuse me. But again, I offer my services, and it sounds like Robert's services should no other avenues exist to get this white stone."
Well,
Alright. So what do you all want to do?
well, I was gonna just ask also,
Mhm.
fishing, to maybe give Flick an opportunity to tell us about the thing. Did you tell us about the demon portal or not yet?
I thought he did mention
I did. Yeah, I had mentioned
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Where
I
was
think
that?
Oh, where is it?
Yeah.
I have the coordinates for them. I just don't know where that translates to on the map itself.
Ooh, I
I
can
was
do
thinking-
it. Let's see.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could, depending on where your village ends up being, that might be a place to find some things we could offer them, or
Mm-hmm.
True, and Demon Portal probably has some powerful magic artifacts hidden around or within it.
well, especially if as many people have died as that guy implied.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, 15 just adventurer corpses. Magical item.
Yeah, and they all have magical items. Wow.
They're not going to be using any of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so the demon portal is located within the molten core area.
Oh, that
Actually,
is
here, since you have a coordinate, I'll say it's kind of mapped out a little. That's not what I wanted to do. The ship is in the way. I'm going to move the ship. I'll at least reveal the area.
okay.
You have
God,
the
it is
coordinates.
literally just a volcano.
Yes, the molten core area is a large underground volcano area.
We're gonna be MC Raiders.
Yeah, they're doing exactly.
Do we know anything about the molten core?
It
Ragnarok?
requires 40 people. There's
Yep.
there's that bomb fight that's a pain in the ass. You become the living.
You need to
bomb.
get the
No, just kidding.
douses.
You gotta get
so
the
you can,
douses. Remove the. No, it's
Water.
like a big underground seismic area basically,
Okay.
with a lot of lava. Very dangerous.
Wasn't sure if there was any significance to the area or anything like that. Other than,
You
please don't go
probably
there, it's
have
dangerous.
never heard of it before, since yeah, it's not like it's a common knowledge place. Like, yeah, there's a lot of places in the deep that like you probably don't know about, so it's unlikely you or your people have ever been there because it's like way off in the middle of nowhere. But
that's
I would say
completely
part of like Flick's maps that he was given might name the place and have like a bunch of notes on it.
Oh, this place sounds absolutely lovely.
Can I
No, it doesn't.
downvote?
Sounds absolutely terrible.
Can I downvote this one? Voley says that place seems dangerous.
What's a downvote?
He says, "How can I steal from lava? What is there to steal from a bunch of lava?" Just saying.
Highly powerful magical items that didn't burn in it.
He says, "Well,
Yeah, the
maybe."
items might not burn, but we do.
Exactly.
But anyway, I think that might be if we're in the air for some god-fearing reason, we have to be in that area.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like it might be a good place to get some magical items if we need gifts for his tribe.
Whereabouts is your tribe?
Yeah, where is your tribe? So I can mark it on the map.
Yeah, I would say it's gonna be not knowing the map itself of like, because we haven't really had a conversation about geography about like what I know of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
So that could be,
I'll zoom out so you can ping somewhere.
yeah. Well, all of it's dark to me. So
Oh, really? Do you?
Yeah.
You don't see Revan's Pass or anything?
I see Evans Pass. The R is
Same.
blocked out.
Same.
And then I see the molten core, and that's it. Everything else is black.
Because he hasn't been here that long.
And
That's
this-
true. Most of the map went.
Yeah. I see this here,
And
our
this.
area right now,
Yeah.
and now the molten core.
Yeah, and that makes sense because there's actually a bunch of maps, bunch of areas mapped out to the north that you wouldn't see right now. So yeah, like, and you don't have to click on a revealed area. Like, if you want, you can ping the dark, and I'll put something there.
Okay.
He just hits dead square of one of the empires.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's such a shotgunning
you're-
thing to do.
You're not. Well, we'll see. Where do you click? If you click somewhere bad, I'll say pick another area.
Imagine it's gonna be somewhere like secluded as.
Now, if I remember this correctly, there are like those like mushroom forests or mushroom biomes that are
Yes.
heavily dense. So it would be in one of those areas. So if that narrows it down to which quadrant of the map I should click on, I will click on
well,
that quadrant.
The mushroom forest can be all over the place. So
Okay. So this mushroom forest right there, that's definitely a mushroom forest and nothing else.
Oh, you're close to the Darrock Empire. Wait, is that the human one?
Yep.
We fight humans all the time, or by
That works
we,
well.
I mean.
If we inform them that the Darrock Empire might want to invade them about if they have that stone. And they're close as
True.
hell to Darrock.
Alright, you guys would probably actually know where the Darrock Empire is as well, coming from Candle. So I will reveal that area to you. You said right here, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. It was a shot into the dark.
An empire.
Oh god,
behemoth.
that is very close.
You'd especially know if you were that close.
An
Although,
empire by humans. That's amazing. The only empire I've noticed to get one.
well, apparently you don't know much about your birthland, Voli says. Darrock has existed since the humans came down here. They all kind of banded together to sort out a little area of the deep for themselves. And thus the Darrock Empire was born. I think it had something to do with one of their people. Someone named Darrock, perhaps? I don't know.
Just to confirm, Robert, I think you did tell us you were born on this plane, right? You weren't born.
No, I don't fucking know.
I can't remember. I know we definitely asked and I know you definitely answered. I just don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. So if I don't remember, Robert doesn't remember.
I mean,
Good God.
You could just make something up and I'll go with it. It doesn't have to. But in any
I don't know,
case,
whatever makes more sense. Are humans common in the Astral Sea?
Probably not common. Probably more like uncommon or rare. Alright, so let's see.
I think it'd
What's-
be a rare.
Kind of like seeing
case.
a dragonborn or something like that.
Yeah,
Alright, I'll be human in the Astral Sea. It's easier that way.
Alright, so... yeah, we'll say your tribe then is a little north of the Darrock Empire. Like right around here. Flix tribe.
Does your tribe have a name, Flix?
Yeah, do they?
You know, if I get to know you guys more, you'll get that information.
Just keeping it.
We
plain
have been
close to
together for
chest.
like 2 days. It's just like,
That
tell
is
me all
fair.
about your secluded tribe that kills everybody that comes visit it. Oh yeah,
To be
well,
To be fair, we have just dropped a lot of very vulnerable information with you as well.
yeah, and the fact that you have this young girl who just is talking about my tribe as if she knows it, I'm like, that does not sit well with me. So
I feel like we would explain, like, the validity of the idea of the dreams. Like, they have a link to the ley lines and have visions linked to those.
Well, you
Like,
could
there is
still be
validity.
uncomfortable about it.
yeah,
That's fair. I did ask, but just to clarify, how old are the girls again?
They are. I want to say they're like between 16 and 17, so they're teenagers
Okay.
basically.
They're slightly younger than I remembered. I thought they were like early 20s, but still.
No, they're all pretty. Well, actually, wait. I think Scarlet might have been in her early 20s. Let me see. Let me check my notes.
Because how old's David? Because I know him and Ellen are together.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at my notes really quick.
So on Via, everyone in this group is a child, but
Yeah.
How old's Henri?
132.
You're an elf?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Very
Ellen.
young elf.
Huh?
Ellen is 19. Oh, wait, they are. Yeah, okay. Maybe they were a little bit older. Ellen is 19. Marin is. Where's Marin? There she is. Marin is 22. And Scarlet. Oh wait, no. Scarlet's 22. Sorry, Marin I think is 17. Marin
That makes sense. Mirren always strikes me as the youngest.
Marin was the one that was captured by the Steel Shadow, right?
Mirren was the one that got kidnapped by the. No, Scarlet was the one that got kidnapped, and we had to go save. Yeah.
Okay. So Scarlet. All right. So then Scarlet
Yeah,
was
Ellen was
17.
the one that.
Marin
Yeah, Ellen
Marin was like the hermit who lived in the area, right?
She lived in like what was the name of it? She lived in like Last Light or whatever it was, and then
Yeah.
the purple worm attacked.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, then Scarlet's 17.
Okay.
And Marin is 22, and Ellen is 19.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all friends growing up together in the Foxheart estate.
Too easy. Yeah, it was just because like we kept mentioning kids, and I'm like, how old are they again?
Yeah, so I guess some of them are a little bit older.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else?
Well,
To, have these discussions over dinner. Everyone talking about their tribes and such.
well, what
So
do you think, Flick? Are you okay with us potentially going and try and negotiate for this stone?
I'm not entirely convinced, but I think, like I said, as long as we present ourselves, as long as we have tribute and present the right information, then at least I can convince them not to kill you on sight. After that, well, we'll have to see. Because just because they allow you an audience to talk to them doesn't mean it's going to be so easy to say, hey, give over your religious artifact
Oh
that
no,
you've had forever.
I think it would be more along the lines of, is there anything we could do to...
Maybe just examine it, Scarlet says.
Yes,
Maybe not
even
take
just
it.
look at it.
I don't know. I'm not sure what sort of tool this would be to us. But there have been strange items that have reacted to our powers. So I'm guessing that might have that might be what this is as well.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
Well, I think we're potentially talking about heading there now.
right now.
Well, we don't have much other stuff to do, and it is something that could be potential. Like,
Dosha
there
says,
is-
this is getting very close to the Darok Empire, though. Those areas,
That is
we would
true.
be hunted if we were found there.
I wouldn't.
Yes, we know you would not, Robert.
And to be fair, probably Flick. Well, no, if they know about the tabaxis with the tails, then maybe.
I think it is a risk worth taking, Ellen says. Well, assuming that Flick is agreeable. I think this stone in Mirren's vision could unlock at least part of the key to the mystery of this path to the surface.
And who knows, if they do know, have found out about your tribe, they could be in danger.
As long as the plan isn't to use this very conspicuous ship to go straight there so that everybody can see exactly where our tribe is located. Like I said, regardless of proximity to the Darok Empire, we have maintained our way of life.
Actually, the ship is more inconspicuous than you might think when you're digging straight through solid Earth.
Like,
Hmm.
like just finding random tunnels isn't that unique of an experience down here, and the ship itself is resistant to
Divination.
pretty much any form of divination that we can think of.
Well, it would not be too hard to stop the ship a good distance from his tribe and look for tunnels that lead in. Though,
Oh yes, to be fair, yeah.
Though,
Oh, definitely. Like, honestly,
I've been meaning to ask, Eldwin, don't you have family within the Darok Empire?
my father does live in in a village in the Empire.
Do you think maybe he could be of help to us while we are in the area?
I guess we could, if we needed some place to hide out for a bit, maybe. But
He's just
Maybe a better question is, Eldwin, if we're in the area, do you want to go see your father?
I
that
don't-
might be dangerous for us to actually enter the city. I was more thinking maybe he could come meet us. I remember you saying he did have some resources, yes? Or am I misremembering?
He has some contacts from his adventuring days. It's like, can't say we left on the best of terms, so.
Well, I can certainly understand that. A family can be fickle. Just a thought.
If we think it's the best option for whatever situation we'll find ourselves in, I can take us there.
Well, perhaps if we don't like that option, we could always go and look for some demons, Dosha says.
I'd rather rob the rich nobles of the Empire.
Voley says, I knew there was a reason I liked you.
If your concern is getting riches or stuff, I guess I could contact my father, see if he has any treasures from their adventuring days or anything that my mother sent back home.
Or just leads to potential treasure.
Or maybe some information about the movements of our enemies, since he is a citizen of that place. Alright, so yeah, I guess, is there a way the group is leaning? I guess we could just roleplay it out. But yeah, what do you all think? What do you want to do?
As long as Flick seems like he's amenable, as long as we're not doing anything that would actively betray the trust of his tribe. So I think maybe we
Yeah.
try and head over, and maybe we'll find some ruins along the way, or maybe if we talk to Eldman's father, he'll have rumors about some things we can do in the area.
That's a lot better idea than fighting demons.
In an active volcanic area.
I've never punched a demon before. I don't know. It sounds like it might be exciting, Nasira says.
You know what? That might be interesting at a later date.
Do you have any idea what kind of demons? Did he tell you that?
Mm-mm. Nope, just demon portal.
Can you define demon? No, just kidding.
Do any of us know how absolutely terrifying demons can get?
Well, does anyone have Arcana? That's what you
Yep.
used to know about demons.
Yep, I've got Arcana. So.
Alright, so you know that demons are absolute forces of destruction and just exist to cause terror and death and to basically rip and tear things. They don't ever actually die. When you kill them, they just sort of return to hell and reform, though it does slow them down. So usually you want to close things like demon portals, because any link to the to this world could be a danger to the whole world should too many demons find out about it.
And are they from the abyss in this?
Yes, they're
Setting
from
as
the
well?
abyss. The
Okay.
infinite layers of the abyss.
They're nasty beings that reside in the abyss. All of them, their one full purpose is to sow chaos and destroy anything that they can. Honestly, it's dealing with that portal wouldn't even be a terrible idea. But
I mean, we did just put ourselves at risk clearing an Illithid temple because we didn't want people to be at risk.
yeah. Though the portal is far away, there it wouldn't be dangerous to a wandering ember.
Yeah, but it would be to a bunch of other people.
Does that
How
matter?
close is...
Those people aren't under our care. Why should we care about them?
Well, because there's also potentially a lot of loot in that area.
Oh, I'll say no more. I don't care about the people.
I want to just clarify for the morality of Envy, he said that purely to persuade Robert.
And it worked.
I assumed. Alright, so yeah, you eat some more, finishing up dinner. Why don't we do a break, like a 10-minute break for using the restroom or stretching, and yeah, see if you guys can come up with what you want to do next. Or if you want to do that, the demons, go to Flick's area, or if there's something else you want to do. You can also spend time here doing some stuff, but it's up to you.
There's
Or
also the
anything
spy.
else. Yeah, the spy stuff, Revan's Pass business, anything you want. Because the group is basically just kind of helping Ember grow while they kind of seek this path to the surface. There is danger with not doing anything for too long, because spies could end up showing up here. But, yeah, it's not like you're in a big rush to do anything in particular. So, anyway, yeah, let's do a break.
See, guys, the Spy Network.
Spy Network.
Okay. So any of you guys gonna step away for a sec, or you guys purely want to try and get into the nitty gritty of the shit?
I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break and then I'll be back.
All good.
Yeah, I'll do that, ditto.
There you go. No.
Pretty good. Trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I did not expect the angle of Eldwin's father getting pulled into this when I'm just scroll through my backstory, just like, hold
Yeah.
on.
I was
What?
trying to think. Have you ever brought your father up before?
Very briefly, not as uh like not as nearly as much as he's talked about his mother.
Actually, now that I think about it, these. I was thinking. Well, no, not now that I think about it, but now that I have a chance to actually say it without disrupting things, these have been some weird conversations for Unvia because there's been a lot of parental talk. And
Well-
Unvia's backstory is literally he's an orphan.
Like, like
I mean,
That's
he had
actually-
parents, kind of.
like experience wise, you've got like you've got like at least 5 times the experience of anyone else in the party.
Wait, what do you mean? Like of age?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. No, well, hold on. Who's. Probably, yeah, about. Trying to think how old everyone in the group is. I think Nasir is.
I think the oldest is probably like 30s or
Maybe Sierra.
40s.
Yeah, so probably closer to like 4.
Yeah. I was thinking more Eldwin, who's on the younger side.
Yeah, that's true. Although, still for. I don't know exactly how the mental maturity of elves goes, but, like, he's still pretty young in terms of elves.
If I remember correctly, you do you do mentally and physically become an adult at the same time as any other humanoid, but
Yeah, with
I
the
think-
new rules.
I think like in the lore, culturally, they're not considered adults until 100.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know if it's in D&D books, but I know in older editions there's something about, like, once elves start hitting 100, they start in their trances periodically dreaming of their past memories. Which is weird. It's part of because it's part of their divine law. It's a punishment. Because elves can't pass on to an afterlife. They're currently reborn as punishment from their god. So elves remember like the dawn of creation and what they used to be because they ended up like doing something against their god's wishes. It's really deep stuff. I don't know how much of that lore you use, Raven. That's why I don't bring it up often. But it is interesting stuff. I don't know if he's actually there.
Are you talking about D&D elves, like Forgotten Realms?
Yeah, yeah, in the lore.
Well, in Gaian, the elves are what are they? The stewards of Gaian. Like the dwarves, halflings, gnomes, and humans came here from another world at the beginning of the cycles, but the elves actually are like natives to this place.
Okay, that's some cool.
And it is thought that some elves know more about the cataclysms and why they occur. But they can, elves in my world can die and, like, basically go to Corellan's bosom into
To be fair,
the heavens.
To be fair, I actually prefer your version because for RP reasons, it's really weird to play somebody who can remember everything since the dawn of creation, depending on how old they get, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the idea is what's the name?
I think that's a cool idea for, like, maybe a couple of elves, but I don't think that's a
Yeah.
good idea for, like, the whole species, because that would make them, like, harder to roleplay.
Yeah, it's like it's meant to be like the older they get, the more and more like the further and further back they remember. But it's like even then it gets really weird. That's why I kind of started with Onvia being less than 100 because of that law. But then I figured you change stuff, so it's probably not that big of a deal if he's older anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's meant to. Because in the Forgotten Realms lore, what it is elves and Corellan, I think is their main patron, is like patron, but used to be completely shapeless and could change into any form they wanted. But the elves wanted to join in the material, like the battle of the world. So they took the form of elves, and it forced the god to also be then in the form of a good elf forever. And so as punishment, they're forced to be like internal reincarnation.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, I'm actually gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back.
Oh, good. But where are you leaning towards at the moment, Eldrin?
That's that's probably what I'm figuring out. Honestly, I'm torn because Will wants to go fight some demons in a molten landscape because that sounds like fun.
AJ is terrified of that, and Onvir is terrified of that.
But terrified in the excited way, right?
A little bit.
It's like if we don't end up deciding like here during this break period, I was gonna like roleplay that. Like I was gonna let Onvir make the decision for at least both of them.
Yeah. Well, I think technically, if the group's fully undecided, it does come down to me anyway, because I'm technically the group leader. We should put that up to a vote again at some point. So many people have changed since then. But it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I don't really know. I could go either way at the moment. I feel like it would be better to head like it would be security for going if we go to the demons first, because then we might have items to offer and get a better audience and potentially even trade the stone if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my only thing. Is like if for some reason they don't think that the information, like either they don't believe it or they don't think it's pressing enough.
Also, in character, like Onvir would be very terrified of leaving that portal open because, like, good god, that could cause so much mayhem for everywhere if it left open too long. So, there are definitely reasons to go to the demon portal, as terrifying as it is. Look, based on the distance though, I'm reckoning it's going to take us like a week or two to get there, even with the ship. Might be worth trying to find something that gives us fire protection. Is there a spell that can give people fire resistance?
Protection from energy.
Can you cast it on multiple people though? I meant like like an aura or a buff kind of thing.
I don't think there's. Don't think there's an aura.
Hold on, I have an app on my phone that lets me like search for like specifics within spells.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a cool little spell. It's just got like every 5th edition spell in it. You can search for certain parameters.
What's
and
the
stuff.
app?
I think it's literally just called Spells 5e.
Oh.
You can look for certain things. I don't know if... Like, I can look for fire as a damage type, and if I search... I wonder if that will only show damaging spells, though. I know there are spells that give to fire resistance. But they also do damage, that one. Let me see. Let's look under buff, I guess would probably be the thing for it. Buff or warding? I have lots of weird tags. Might actually be easier to just Google if there's a spell. apparently there are multiple. Oh, some of these are magic items, to be fair. Looks like it's mainly just protection of energy and fire shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Unless we want to get potions or rings or something.
Oh, that just makes me think of campaign 2.
Yeah.
Yep, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, did you see what I said when they were talking about the white stone?
Oh, I thought it too. I was like, oh, are we seeing Percy?
Flick, you're here at the moment, aren't you?
I think it was the white stone, not the light stone.
No, white. It is white.
Yeah, the city.
Oh, are you
name.
saying that the thing that Flick has is the light?
It's the white stone.
Yeah, the town in Critical Role is Whitestone.
Oh.
It's just an odd coincidence because the town is literally named after the unique white stone they might mine from the city.
The apparently magical white stone, which makes it even funnier.
Alright, y'all. I'm here.
Yay.
Okay, so me and Eldwin have both kind of made an argument that there is a reason to go to the demons, but we want to think what you think because it would give a security net if we find items that we can then also offer to Flick's tribe. Also, in character, the idea of a demon portal being open is terrifying.
In character, Robert doesn't care about people being in danger of demons. And out of character, I'm indifferent to whatever.
Well, it's Flick. What about you?
I wouldn't mind a little time to process the whole. We do everything we can to keep strangers out. Let me bring strangers in. And
so you maybe like to go do something else instead of going straight to your tribe?
Yeah, it's a little soon. Still getting to know you guys a little bit. Literally our boys over here are like all about the stealing, and so I'm like, okay, well now they know it exists, and if I take them to my tribe, what guarantees do I have that they're not? They said they won't steal it, but I'm like, we just met, so.
I'll keep an eye on them. Don't worry.
Yeah,
let them.
these are internal thoughts about the group so far. So I would say I'm more comfortable going to fight demons and face impending death than I am comfortable introducing strangers to my tribe so suddenly. And hoping
in
that
character,
goes well.
we've known each other for like a month almost.
Oh, yeah.
Not that long.
Yeah,
Only
right. It's 5. It was
Actually,
5 days to
It's been about a week.
Revan's Pass,
been a
and then
couple of
5
weeks.
days in Revan's Pass, and then another 5 days back.
No,
That's
it
it. Been
was,
half a month.
it was 2.5 days. So you've known.
Oh, was that only 2.5 days? I thought it was 5 days.
Yeah, because you like on foot it would have taken 5, but in the machine it takes half that.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
where I
We
got
did,
mixed
we
up.
did spend a few days in town, to be fair. I think it was
So
like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's more like 2 weeks, 7 or 14 days. I think you've known each other, so it hasn't
That's
been that long.
half a month.
Yeah.
Best friends now, obviously.
Exactly.
All right.
But yeah, I think we're going to, for some silly reason, are going to go to the demons.
I
We're
mean,
gonna
or you
raid the
could
molten
go.
core.
You could go look into the possible
completely forgot.
spies.
I did just
Spy-
completely
spy-
forget about
spy-
that
spy.
being nearby. Yeah, spy is probably the more pressing matter.
Spy network.
It's on the way to the demons, so there you go. You could go.
Yeah, that's true.
It's in that direction, right?
Before we in character, before we decide, Ellen would just turn to Andre, says look, I'm gonna trust your judgment on this. It's I know Nasir and I pressured you to leave those gifts behind, and and they paid the price for it. So for this time, if you want us to head over and take care of these demons, I've got your back.
I think we should do that, but at the same time, I think it's better for my temple and our town if we maybe try and deal with the thief, this spy first.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind making sure that we don't have anyone looking for us and among those we know.
Alright, so is that the consensus to go to your temple? Sounds like it.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, give me
And then after that, go to the demons.
Okay, give me a moment to look at something. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Sorry, I got distracted for a second. What's interesting? I'm scared now.
Oh, I'm just looking at some notes.
Okay, fair.
He's doing secret stuff.
Apparently that did not work. Let me try that again. And if you guys want, you can do a little bit more RP/interactions while I'm doing this.
Anyone want to talk to? Especially the new guys. I guess I'd be asking, is there anything you wanted to catch up on?
Has the group's goal always been find a path to surface, or that became the goal after you encountered these girls and learned of their visions?
It was more after our original home got burnt down by that I
The
forgot,
Red Wizard.
Tarkana. Yeah, the
Tarkana.
Tarkana guy we saw in that mirror vision that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
It was more after our original town got attacked by him in his search for the girls.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's more or less how that started. Originally, it was more they were being used very not well for other nefarious means to gain power. Anything else?
What is this spy business you're dealing with?
Well, you're not here for that. So when we were talking to a seller, we paid her for some information, and she told us there was a spy working for, I think, the Silver Hand or the noble family that wants us in Raven Pass, one of those two, and had potentially infiltrated my temple.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
And yes, well, I guess. Oh, let me talk in character for a second. I just got snuffy and couldn't do it for a second. Yeah, so someone's potentially snuck into my temple. My temple's a little bit northish of here. It's a small self-isolated temple that trades with some of the nearby places every now and then, but devoted to our patron Hilda.
Now, does the temple, do the people at the temple, do they work for you, or they also know of the girls and you've been keeping them safe together? Why would they infiltrate the temple? Was it because they need information about you because they know you're with the girls?
It's probably more the fact that Candleholm has been destroyed and they're trying to figure out where we are.
Ah, okay.
And
And
yes, the temple is linked to me. They don't work for me or anything like that. I am just a member of the temple.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, I was raised there all my life.
All 130 of them?
All well, technically I don't know exactly how old I am. I just know that I was found 137 years ago.
Uh-oh.
So I could be a little bit older, give or take.
For some reason, the game isn't letting me pull out NPCs. That's not good.
Have you tried like refreshing?
Yeah, I just did that. It's well, every time I pull out an NPC sheet, it becomes a PC sheet, which is not helpful because the PC sheets don't have any of the monster stats on them.
Hmm.
Let me try it in a different game. Let's see, because at least if I could do it in a different game, it's annoying, but I can like pull them from that game into this game. But yeah, I was just trying to pull up some of my NPCs, and they're all appearing as PC sheets with no stats on them. So that is unhelpful.
Hopefully Roll20 hasn't done some stupid update again and fucked it all about.
Yeah, it's kind of my own fault for using Jumpgate, because I like the animations of the little acid sprays. So I was like, ooh, pretty. I want to use Jumpgate. Now everything just breaks constantly.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
It is pretty.
We need to
Good
fight
with the
monsters
bad.
that spray acid then.
Well, I can't have you fight monsters that spray acid if I can't pull up NPC sheets, okay? That's kind of the point.
Where are those unk eggs? Baby, let's go.
Fun fact, our group originally met fighting a group of Ankegs. Granted, I'm the only person who was there for that. Literally, I am the only person in this group who was there for that. It was session 1.
That's really funny.
Yeah, that's really funny. I was supposed to be there, but getting strep throat right before the session.
My
Couldn't
chess
exact-
piece, my chess piece is actually made of Ankeg.
Yeah,
The Ankegs we killed
Andrew
that
made
day.
it, or Onyx made it.
Yeah, one of our original group members who was an artificer made it.
Alright, so in the other games, it pulls up the NPC sheet, but now that has no stats on it. What is going on?
What have you done is the question.
Apparently, I broke Roll20.
Who am
Yeah, it seems like any monster I pull up has no stats.
Right?
Okay. Well, shoot. Hang on, let me check something else.
Tell you what, though, if there's one person who is going to be good at finding a spy, it's me.
Alright, I have an idea. Not ideal, but make it work. Alright, so is that the plan then? We're going to the Temple of Hildar?
I believe
Yes,
so.
sir.
Alright,
Taking
so
the
taking the ship to make the journey much quicker, the group will begin traveling.
I know you had talked about this before, but
And
how
And that's
much would
the next day you're going?
yeah.
Okay.
I would.
What were you saying?
I know we were talking about this before, but how much would it cost to try and increase Dosha's level?
Let's see. What's the dosha?
Because I had asked about it, but we were in the middle of other stuff. Yeah, I forgot to follow up.
Dosha sounds like he's excited too.
Dog's over here playing with her toy.
So let's see. Dosha's level 11. You could get him up to 13. I think it is 1 day per level, so you need 12 days of downtime, and level 12, that would be 1,200 gold pieces for training. So,
And do we know what, like, roughly that would translate to? Would it just roughly to, like, more HP? And I guess maybe...
yeah,
the
so I
proficiency
mean,
go
it
up?
would... Yeah, it would depend on the level. So I think I forget what levels your proficiency goes up, but
Yeah, I think it would be 12.
so yeah, I think 12 would be a an increase of his proficiency modifier. So yeah, you can spend some money and time to train him. He'd have to be trained by a martial character, so like Robert. Probably Robert, I think, is the only martial character in your group.
Well, Flick kind of is.
Is Flick a fighter?
Well, he's not a fighter, but he... Oh, yeah, he's partially a fighter, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Most of
okay.
my levels are in fighter.
Okay, so then yeah, you just have to have more martial levels than he has, which he would have 11.
Oh yeah, he definitely has more than me.
Ah, okay. So only Robert could, if he was willing to.
Yeah, or you could pay someone to do it. Which would
Why
be
pay someone else when you can pay Robert?
should be like the 1,200 gold pieces.
Oh no, it's 13. The proficiency goes up. We only just got it.
Yeah. All right.
So
So
just his HP would go up, I guess.
let me pass the day. You pay your camp. I assume you're gonna pay some money to eat within the town, which would just be a gold piece each if you're living normally.
Is there any way to live higher?
Yeah. So the next well, in this town, no. I'm gonna say that because the town is just being built, you could just like get standard stuff. They haven't like you don't have caravans coming in to bring like fancy stuff or comforts or yeah.
I actually might just save money and cast my create food and water because I still have that prepared.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the money is also for just like normal day-to-day expenses living in town. Like
Wow,
paying
then
taxes
how is the
and stuff.
economy gonna get started if you just don't pay for anything on beer?
Yeah, come on, Anvir.
Fair.
But if you guys want to use create food and water, I guess you can avoid paying the gold piece. But you do have to pay your camp, which I will minus now.
But so would that translate to Robert having to spend his downtime teaching Dosha as well?
Yes. So Robert and Dosha would spend downtime if he was training him. Or you could pay someone to train Dosha. You'd have to find them, and that's where the money comes in. If you don't pay someone, you can do it. You just, like I said, have to have more martial levels than him.
Well, Robert, would you be willing to do it?
Robert? Are you there, Robert? Did he step away? It says he's back.
I think that was from when he left originally, though. Like, when
For
you
the break.
when you were role playing Dosha and he
Wonder
came
if
up.
he stepped away for a sec. Alright, we can get back to that. So the day would pass.
Alright, what's going on?
Oh, there you go. I forgot what I asked him now.
If he trained Dosha.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Would you be willing to train Dosha after this?
I suppose I have nothing to do while I'm on that ship.
Yeah, so you just spend downtime days. Could you train him on the ship? That would be harder because you don't have like an open area. I'm gonna say you do have to like not be traveling on the ship to do this. Like
Would it count like half days?
you'd have to be stationary, so you'd have to be in a place. You couldn't be like on the road or traveling in the ship.
Dang. Well, is there anyone in town that could train? Is LJ's? You said LJ's in town, right? Like he went back to here.
Yeah, he's sort of in the background somewhere. But there's
Could
no
we
one.
get-
There's no one I'm gonna say in this town who could train Dosha, probably other than Robert.
I was gonna say maybe we could get not Dosha, Volley trained up while we leave.
Volley is basically like a rogue. Does anyone have rogue levels that would go over? He's a level 10, so you need 10 or over. Or sorry, 11
I thought he
or
was.
over.
I thought he was more of a fighter.
Oh, you might be right. What was he? He's kind of a little bit of... Yeah, I guess he's more of a fighter. He just seems like a rogue. He has
Yeah, I
really
remember when I.
He's really good stealth for a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
I
have
feel like
pretty good stealth
Dosha's
for a
more
fighter.
roguey than he is because he's got stealth attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, all your marshals are kind of stealthy. Makes sense in a world of darkness. Alright, so it is the next day at 8 a.m. And you are going to travel, yes?
Yeah.
How many days travel is this again?
So
To the
to get to the temple, you expect it to be probably 2 days. Maybe less.
Alright. Because I'm assuming because it's kind of a priority, make sure that the girls can drive the ship themselves. I'm gonna
Alright, so you're kind of
see if-
teaching them while you're going.
I was gonna have Nasira take over driving for a bit while I teach them.
Okay. So for traveling, I would need 2 survival or knowledge nature rolls from the group. So up to 2 of you can make this roll, and I'll take the higher.
Hey, Robert has nature now.
Can Nasira do one of the rounds?
Yeah, I can have Nasira roll one of them if you want.
Because I think she's got the best survival out of all of us.
Should I do a roll and teach the girls, or would I have to sit this out?
Yeah, I'm going to say if you're teaching them, you probably don't have time to keep an eye on the controls.
Okay.
Because these people would have to, like...
Can
not
do
be-
nature. Roll a
I
9.
can do survival because I have 11 in survival. Not sure
Oh,
what
I think
Nasira
you're
has.
better than Nasira. Let's see. Survival, she has 8, so you are the better nature person, or survival
Oh.
person. Alright, so Flick is up front in the cockpit, helping to navigate as we start our trip. Let me just do some dice rolls to see how this goes. Oh, what's this? Interesting. Of course it does this when I don't have the ability to pull anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try one more time, just out of desperation.
He's going insane. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different
Hey,
results.
okay.
Show me potato salad. You son of a bitch. Alright, never mind.
What do you say about my mum?
Alright. So...
What comes after pork?
Instead.
Cupine.
So, it is... Well, let me pay for your trip. So you rolled pretty well. I'll say you get there, or you will get there in 1.5 days. However, there is an unexpected occurrence.
Hey Robert, have you changed some of your like strength wisdom, intelligence stuff because I think your passives on your thing are wrong now.
My intelligence is 2 points lower now.
Yeah, so because according to this, it's a -1, so your wisdom and passive investigation should be 9.
My wisdom is still at 10, which is 0.
Yeah, but investigation is intelligence. So
Which one's
that's
that one?
the very last one.
The last one.
All right,
Yeah,
so
what's the second one?
That's insight.
And that's wisdom based, right?
Yeah.
so
Okay.
as you are traveling, we have Flick and who was it? Robert are kind of up front keeping an eye on things. The controls, Nasir is kind of controlling as you guys are guiding her from what you see. As she kind of breaks through one of the cave areas into what looks like a more open cave part, you would see there are several creatures outside. Within this cave, who almost seem like they were expecting you. And as they see the ship, they begin to chant.
Oh god, what are they?
I will show you.
A friendly chanting? Like, hello, friends. Welcome to our cave.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
So they look like salamanders.
Oh no.
Oh, these things.
There are a bunch of them. And yes, they do look similar to the ones that you saw in that temple. So as they chant, or as they are chanting, you would begin to feel the ship start grinding to a halt for some reason.
Just to clarify, I don't think it was a temple. Weren't these the guys Tarkana summoned?
Oh yeah, right. You are correct. Sorry, I mistook them for something else. But yeah, these were the elemental guys. Alright, so yeah, the ship starts to grind to a halt. And she says, I don't know what they're doing, but our ship isn't responding. What do we do?
Get out and we fight, I think.
We murder.
We murder. Alright, so you're going
Oh,
to...
we took a long rest, right?
Yeah, you've taken several long rests. Everyone should be at full. It's been a couple
Yeah.
of days. Alright, so you're going to disembark the ship? Give
Yes.
me
I
a
believe
moment.
Before we've as the door starts opening, I will do my Twilight Sanctuary.
The 2024 fighter gets this thing on a long rest called a heroic inspiration. Or I mean human, not fighter. Wait, did I say human?
Also, let me do this as well. Actually, before we start opening the doors, I would do
That's what
this.
heroic inspiration is.
So you will have advantage on your initiative.
Cool. Oh yeah, I meant to ask that. Like, so, as humans, we get like heroic inspiration on a rest.
You do, yes. Why would you ask?
should it acts like, so basically.
I just
acts
posted
like,
it.
I
I
like how
posted the description.
It acts how
Heroic
the inspiration
inspiration
you
is-
do now.
Yeah. Heroic inspiration is like the replacement for like the D&D inspired, the DM inspired mechanic.
Okay.
So it might react weirdly with how you like to do it.
Well, it's a different thing from normal inspiration. Alright, so as you come off the ship, running down the side, you would see a bunch of the salamanders in the cave around you. And as they see you, they turn away from their ritual and start coming at you. I still have to pull you guys all out, so just give me a sec.
Just an FYI, I'd have a light spell on right before we head out.
Well,
Okay.
could we say
Yeah, the guys in this picture look like they're on fire. Do they emit
Oh, they
light?
are very fiery. I think we would warn you. Be careful.
Oh, my
Do
thing
they emit light?
I don't believe they emit light.
Oh,
Maybe.
pain.
They do a little bit. Well, it kicked me out of the game. Hang on. And
Would
it'll
you
tell
allow me to give everybody the dark vision before we stepped out?
Can you do that as an action?
Yeah, it's an action.
So if you want to do that as your first round thing, because I assume you're running right off the ship as soon as this happens.
Yeah.
Alright, well, give me a sec, because my game is now crashing, which is not ideal.
That means we win, guys. You win
Did
D&D.
it.
Does not mean you win. How dare you?
No, you only win when the DM cries and gives up.
But we can't lose if the enemy can't fight back.
Mm-hmm.
It seems legit.
They're frozen in terror as we step off the ship.
Terror-stricken. Alright, so let's see, you guys. So we got Robert. Oh, that's right. Robert needs a token. It's like, are they
Oh,
token?
did I not put the new token? I thought I did a new one.
You did, but it's not set up correctly.
Oh,
Robert Montoya. So I just have to give it all the correct stats. And remind me, dark vision, yay or nay?
Yeah, if I'm allowed to do that before we head out the ship.
I mean, by default. Do you have dark vision, Robert?
no.
Oh, him. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that
Oh, that's right.
should fix you. Oh wait.
I think you did give me dark vision because I can see a lot.
I think the light is turned on. That's why. There we go. Now you can't see anything. Wahahaha.
Aha.
All right, but yeah, we'll say Anvir on your turn if you want. You can give dark vision. Several of you, or do any of you have lights as you come running off?
Aldwin did say he would.
Anvir and Flick. So the ship is kind of right behind you off the map. And these guys are like in this area. They're a little closer to you as you come rushing off. So go ahead and give me initiative rolls.
Ugh.
Initiative.
Oh, I've got to pull Dosha out, I guess.
Nice.
I'll get Dosha. And I will also roll for... I'll control the 2 NPCs.
Oh, okay. I'll close his character sheet then. I had it open.
Alright, so everyone on the initiative tracker. I'll assume that's a yes. So the first act, as you come rushing off the ship, rushing off the ship is going to be... Now, do any of you have a light source on you as you come rushing off?
I would.
Okay, that's just a light spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick.
And I'm going to
because
say
they're-
that these guys, being that they're fiery, are also emitting light. So they're all kind of glowy.
Glower sons.
Yeah. All right, Robert, what do you do?
Well, there do seem to be quite a few of them.
That there are.
I'm going to come back here. And take a shot at this big guy over here, 100 feet away.
All right, the larger one in back.
Crossbow.
All right, so you fire a crossbow shot out at him. And could you turn that +2, just put it in the macro for hand crossbow? Because you'll always have archery style with a hand crossbow. There's no reason it needs to be
Okay.
separate. But 27
I'll add it.
will strike him. Now, I assume you you have the feat that gives you the long range, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the crossbow shot goes whizzing through the cave. And what does he take damage-wise?
He takes 9 damage.
Yeah, alright, so the
Yes.
first shot will strike for 9.
And then said we can use the new weapon mastery here
Yeah,
with the hand crossbow. If I hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature.
alright, so he is vexed, giving you advantage.
Right, I'm gonna shoot him 2 more times. Attack number 10.
Alright, 32 will strike,
12 piercing.
striking him for another 12.
Wait, is weapon mastery only once per turn?
I think they specify.
That is a good question.
I think they specify if it's once a turn or not, or like can affect only the creature once a turn.
Let's see. So it doesn't say, at least in what you've linked, that there's a limit. So I'm guessing, unless it says that somewhere else with weapon mastery, I think it is each shot. So that would strike him for another 12, gaining advantage again. And you said you have a third shot?
Yes. 23.
Yeah, 23 would strike yet again.
For 7 piercing.
Another 7, alright. So the creature seems very upset now, having these crossbow bolts sticking out of it, and it looks angrily towards you. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a menacing attack on that guy. There you go. Maneuver menacing attack. So I add a d10
Okay.
to damage. And then it needs to make a DC 18 wisdom saving throw or be
So
feared.
one thing, I can let it go this time, but you have to do that before you roll damage. Because it says when you
Oh.
hit. So you wouldn't
Okay.
know what your damage is before you use that ability.
Alright.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, usually it'll say, like, if you do it after damage, like with the bard thing, it'll say so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's fine. So he takes another 8 points and has to make a wisdom save.
Yes, DC 18.
Alright. So the... oh, that shouldn't be revealed. So the creature just looks angrily at you, not looking too scared.
Noted, don't go for wisdom.
I will end my turn there.
Alright, so that is it for you, Eldwin.
For my bonus action, I'm gonna activate my blade song.
Okay, you start blade singing.
Then I'm going to move.
Sorry. Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry.
I'm going to move to 30 feet to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll make sure I got this. Yep. And then I'm going to cast that 3rd level lightning bolt.
Alright, so you send a bolt of lightning through the 3 of them. So the first guy, the bolt, will not be able to get out of the way, being blasted. I'm assuming now that they all need to be toggled off. Okay, so he is struck head-on with the bolt of lightning, being sizzled for 26. Taking damage and becoming wounded. The second guy in the line will also attempt to get out of the way, but he will also fail, taking 26. And finally, the Monarch will indeed get out of the way, moving quicker than you'd expect with a 22. And he is only struck for 13.
Alright.
Anything else?
I'm going to use the last 10 feet of my movement. And I'm going to back up to here.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's everything.
Alright, so the Salamander Flame Brother is going to rush north towards you. To here. Then he is suddenly consumed in fire as he teleports behind you. Stabbing at you with a spear attack. And because he teleported next to you, you would take 2 points of fire damage.
Oh, that's okay. That's annoying. Yep.
So he flares up, you're like, burned a little. And then he's going to do his multi-attack. 17, I believe, misses, because you're dancing.
Yep.
Then a second, he's dancing. 22, that is your AC.
I will shield.
Alright, so you throw up your hand, chanting a force word as a force shield knocks back his attack. That's it for him. Dosha is going to let out a bit of a war cry as he looks at his sheet, because I don't remember what he can do.
I still have
He just pulls out a sheet.
He's reading it. He's like, oh yeah. So he's going
Also
to
just-
rush up to here and do a spear attack. This +2 spear that you gave him. 24 will strike, stabbing that guy for 8 and a sneak attack. Oof, 22 or 23. As he is caught off guard, stabbed from behind, looking wounded. Dosha will then do another spear attack. 18 will strike again, doing another 9.
Wow, we rolled a 1 and a 2 on the damage dice.
Oh yeah, that's not... Well, it's a d6, so it's not like you can roll very high anyway. Alright, and that would be... I guess as a bonus action, he'll do a quick bite. So, bite, attack... Oh, 29. That'll hit. Yum. Does 6 piercing and 5 poison,
Need to brush your teeth, Dave.
which will put him to very wounded. That's it for Dosha. Flick.
I can just, by the way, I can still see Dosha's HP from when I was controlling.
Alright, I'll mess with that. What are you gonna do, Flick?
Think I'm going to rush at this one that's by himself, so I'll use my feline's agility to double my movement this first turn. So
Alright.
I'm going to go brat to here, assuming there's no rough terrain, so I can make that easily.
No,
Or
just
difficult
cave.
terrain. Let's get rid of that because it's over that. Then I will do my first normal attack on him using my rapier.
Haha. Alright.
Oh no. 1 second, sorry. Rapier is 1d8. 8, thank you. 1d8 damage. My sheet did that thing where everything does 2 damage, and that's it. 1d4. Okay, so rapier attack on him. 17.
Sorry, give me a sec. I'm just checking on something.
Do you not have a magical weapon?
Oh, this is this guy too? Alright, my apologies. Those who struck this guy, I guess it's just Dosha. The Flame Brothers are hot, so he would take 3 damage for each hit he did. So he takes 9.
Just- In the sake of fairness, is it everything nearby or the thing that hits it?
The thing that hits it. So when you hit them,
Okay.
they deal damage to you. Alright, so you said 17. That would strike AC 15 as you cut this guy.
I'm going to try to do a trip attack on him.
Alright. Oh, and you would take 3 fire damage from hitting him. As he
Okay.
also has a heated body. What was the damage from your rapier?
Let's see. So it's going to be this plus 1 superiority die.
You said you're doing trip, yeah, so that's D whatever
Yeah.
plus rapier damage.
Sorry, my whole
Ah.
sheet is giving me a lot of issues right now for some reason. Okay, boom.
Alright, so 12 points of damage, and he has to make a strength.
Yeah, it's gonna be a strength saving throw.
Alright, and what's the DC? I think it's 8 plus proficiency plus your con modifier for
Dex or strength?
Strength modifier, right? Yeah.
or
So
strength.
it's 13,
It's
18.
your choice.
18.
It's your choice of Dex or strength.
Alright, so with you said strength, so 18 would fail, so he would flop. Ugh, falling
Okay,
to
that's
his
funny.
knees.
So then this is going to be a secondary attack
Okay.
with my masterwork dagger at advantage unless he's down. But
Alright, so 21 will strike. Unfortunately, his heated body does another 3 damage to you as you stab him.
take another 3. Awesome. And then for damage, it's going to be just the Dread Ambusher. Yep.
Okay, so 18. And what's the D2 for? Oh, that's your mastery weapon or your masterwork weapon, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Would it be bolting or would it be piercing? Because dagger is piercing.
I think this weapon is a bludgeoning one. It has
It
extra
is,
bludgeon
you're right.
damage. So that would be 12, 20 points.
The crossguard just points up a bunch and has like big balls on the end.
Yeah, it's a very heavy dagger. Anything else?
This is now my third attack. So I have 2 normal and then the 1 extra from the what you call it, Gloomstalker.
Okay.
So this is my third attack.
Oh, yeah. 30 will hit. Although with heated body, you would take another 6 fire. It's hot. Doing 8, 10, and another 7 for sneak attack. Alright, so 17. And he now looks wounded.
You know what? I'll go ahead and action surge and I'll hit him 2 more times
Alright.
if he looks wounded.
He is prone. Alright, so 28 will hit. However, heated body will deal another 7 fire to you
Jesus Christ.
as he continues to burn you as you stab him. So he takes another 12. Dude, jeez, look at all those damage rolls. Alright, so another 12.
And then
Good
last
on those
attack.
rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, 29 will hit him, burning you for 8 fire.
I
And doing
think-
another 8 damage to him.
Where is that?
And he's yeah, still wounded. Hasn't gone to badly wounded yet. So you would have the little wavy symbol for your damage level. Lightly wounded.
Yeah. What was that last fire damage I took? Sorry.
That was 8.
8 more. Okay, cool. All right.
These things
And
are
then-
hot.
Super hot. And yeah, that's me.
All right. So the salamander captain is going to rush up on you. Coming at you with a big old spear. So he does... What does this do? So he's going to yell some commands. And the other salamanders get to move. Wait, is that an action? I don't know if he's going to do that. Yeah, it is an action. He'll do it. So they are going to use their reactions to move. This guy is going to move up this way without provoking an oppie. This guy is going to move up to here. This guy is going to move away from you.
Can I take an oppie?
No, this move is no oppies. It's like free
No oppies.
movement.
Okay.
It's like repositioning his guys. And this guy moves here, getting a little closer. That's his action, so that will end his turn. The Flame Brother is going to move up this way. And then he's going to poop over here, doing 2 damage to you as he appears. Robert. And he's going to start a stabbing.
Oh, rude.
20 is your AC, so that will strike on his first attack. Hitting
Do
you
I
for...
have anything?
Oh, yeah, do you have
Hold
anything?
on. I honestly don't know what this do. Let me check. What does this do? No. No.
Right, well, it's 4 piercing
Okay,
and 1
no.
fire. You can look into it a little later.
4 piercing and 1 fire, so 5 total.
Yeah. Then a second spear attack. 17 luckily will miss you as you throw out. Well, I guess you dodge to
shield.
the side.
I have a shield.
Oh, do you? You have crossbow and a shield?
Yes.
Alright, so then you throw your shield up and block his his spear. Alright, that's it for the Flame Brother. Nasira, seeing how they're all burning people, and she does not like that one bit because she attacks a lot. So, she's going to go Boomerang. Moving over to here. I'm going to mess up her tokens, but too bad. Token actions. Because I need the Boomerang attack. Where's the Boomerang attack? There it is. So 21 will strike this guy. As she does... Jesus. A lot of
Oh, you're going to take
damage.
the lightning off.
Oh yeah, she doesn't have the lightning yet. So, yeah, because there's no more Storm Blessing. Still 15. Oof. So she just, like, clocks him right in the back of the head, and he goes down. To dying.
KO.
So the
Hey.
boomerang flies back to her. Or no, it falls to the ground, that's right. Because she hit. It only comes back if she misses. So I guess she'll draw a second boomerang as a bonus action. Throw it at this guy. Where is the... There it is.
Do you know we're not using new rules yet? Because new rules are for every attack you can like draw and stuff. Or what?
Is it every attack?
Yeah, the new rules say that
Oh.
for like every attack.
I
you can
am
change
I am
the rule.
using the new rules, so then she would just draw it and throw.
Yeah. They made it so like throwing weapons aren't like just that clunky thing.
Yeah, 27 would strike. A very good roll. Knocking him for 9 bludgeoning. And I think that's it for her. As another boomerang falls to the floor there. The Salamander Monarch goes. It is going to come up this way to surround Flick. And then it's going to look at its character sheet. Alright, I have a big, nasty trident. Yeah. Okay, that's what we'll do. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I have something better. Sorry, I'm new to playing this thing. So instead...
wait, there's more.
There's more. I forgot this thing can cast spells. So he starts chanting. Someone used their reaction. Eldwin.
Yeah, but it's a con save now anyway. They could probably make it.
So he is going to cast Conjure Elemental. To conjure forth an elemental. And he is going to choose, surprise, surprise, a fire elemental.
Who could have foreseen this?
How could anyone have foreseen this? Wait, where's the fire elemental? Oh
It
my
did.
God.
It called
Do
the day off.
Do I not have the fire elemental statted? I don't. Okay. Well, like, assuming it's not gonna let me pull it out. Try anyway. We'll watch it fail. It'll be sad. Oh, wait, did that work?
There's a fire elemental.
Does it have
Not
stats?
ahead.
Oh, it worked. Nice. Oh, I know why it worked, because I actually do have it in my stuff. It's just hidden. Why is it an outsider? Whatever. Alright, so the fire... Yeah, it should be under elemental though. Alright, so the fire elemental will appear as he begins concentrating. And then he is going to move back 30. No, you know what? He's going to stay in the area because he has to be close to his people. So the fire elemental, let me do initiative for him. rolled higher, so I'm going to stick him after this guy at 8.21. Alright, so his turn ends. The fire elemental is going to also check his sheet. It's like, wait, what can I do?
Where's everyone getting these sheets from?
They're all pulling out their sheets. And they're like, huh. And then he is going to fly into you over here using his fire form. So he flies right through you, setting you on fire.
You know, it's very rude.
Yeah, so you would catch fire and take 5 fire damage. He's also going to keep going, giving you an Oppie if you want to take it.
I don't
He
know
used
my
his
reaction.
Alright. Setting
Uh,
Dosha on fire for 5 damage and setting him ablaze.
I take the 5 now.
Yeah, you would take 5 as he sets you on fire. Dosha does as well. Nasira does as well. She's going to take an Oppie on him. She is not happy about this.
Does Dosha as well, or no?
Oh, right, Dosha can too. They both can. So Dosha will stab him with his spear. +2 Spear of Destiny. Or something. So reaction, attack. Spear +2. Oh, yeah, that's going to hit. Stabbing him for 12. Spending his reaction. Nasira as well is going to do a punch. 24 will strike, doing 8 bludgeoning. Spending her reaction. He's then going to move over to there and attack Robert with a touch attack. 24. Wow. Yeah, that'll probably hit you, right?
Yes, sir.
So you are burned for 11 fire, and you catch fire as well. And misses with the second attack. That's it for him. The Salamander Captain goes. He's not feeling great. Oh, he was prone, so he can only move to here. Sorry, I forgot he was prone. He would have crawled away. So he's going to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. He is going to move in behind Flick again. Well, the first time. Gaining flank, and it seems like he is inspired by his leader being closer to her, so as he takes his attack, he does so at advantage.
Oh.
It seems that she is granting them advantage within a certain distance. So, spear attack, advantage. Oh, bad roll. Even with advantage. 18 will miss. Second attack.
And then I'm going to use my
yeah.
Repulsa to
Riposta.
hit him. Repulsa. If I hit, so when he misses, so I use his Fury Die now because he has actually missed. And then
Yes. Riposta. Linguini.
Riposta Linguini.
Alright, yeah, so you shank him as he misses you. Yeah. Spending a reaction, right?
Yep.
And doing 8, 5, 15, okay. Which will put him down to wounded. Or very wounded, I should say. Oh, and you did get hit with the heated body. taking another 6 fire from him.
Okay.
Because of melee attacks seem to be mean on these guys. So he tries to stab you again. Spear with advantage. Oh, what a bad roll again. 17 will miss. So just FYI, this is the reaction use symbol. Just so we remember.
Thank you. I was
who's there.
trying to find which one, or trying to look for it.
Yeah, no worries. Anvir.
I'm debating what to do. Oof.
Luckily, you are
Increase
not
line
on
of body.
fire.
Yes, thank God. I'm debating whether or not to try and get rid of as many combatants as possible to help our survivability.
Oh, and this gives me a chance to use my favorite meme.
I'm curious to see this meme now.
Oh, where is it?
But
I'll find it. Go ahead. What are you doing?
I think I'm going to go big or go home and try and get rid of as many of these bastards as possible.
Oh, this one's funny too. This might be my new favorite one.
Are you gonna cast Tidal Wave?
Oh, I wish I had that. That'd be great. What I'm going to do instead, though, is I'm going to cast Banishment at 7th level.
Oh, jeez. Alright. So, who are you targeting?
So I'm going to target the 2 near Robert, the
Alright.
Monarch, and that guy.
Alright, I'll have to look for my meme later. So Banishment, 7th level.
So I can get 4 people. I was debating whether or not to just not try and do the elemental. but
Okay.
I think that's for the best.
So, that's a charisma save, right?
Yep.
And which ones are you targeting?
So that one, these 2,
Okay.
the Monarch, and that one.
Alright, so first, the one next to you. Yeah, charisma save. Is this the
20.
new... Is this the new Banish or the old Banish?
It's just the old Banish.
Okay, because I thought they changed something about it.
Maybe. I haven't seen the new Banish.
DC is 20, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so this guy would fail. Poofing out of existence. The fire elemental. Fail. Poofing out of existence. The Monarch. Charisma. She seems kind of charismatic. Oh, but she rolled poorly. She will fail. Popping out of existence.
Hey.
And this guy. Charisma will pop out of existence. So all 4 of them disappear. That is it for Anvir. What's next? Anything else?
You know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm just gonna retreat back here so I'm out of as much danger as possible.
Okay.
Try and hold those guys to be gone.
Alright, so the salamander, seeing you do that, is very unhappy.
Actually, what I'll do is where was I? I was here. So am I within the bright light? No, I'd be within dim light, so I'll bonus action grant myself a flying speed. Like, how tall is this area?
It's like 20 feet.
Yeah, so I'll just fly like 20 feet straight up.
Alright, so you fly upward. This thing is going to hurl its spear up at you. Oh, crit.
Ah!
It was a lucky roll. Alright, so he would hit you. Doing 9 piercing and 7 fire, so 16.
How far can that man throw?
It's
Oh yeah, do
flaming-
they have a
That's the original flaming spear.
do they have a range?
Hang on, I got a thing for this.
Short and long range?
There we go.
Jesus.
Definitely not at long range. Here. Just gotta shoot my shot there.
Yeah, so that would be.
I've just gotta try.
Alright, well. That's
It's fine.
true. So he's gonna teleport before he does it then to get in range.
That's fine.
He still did have his bonus action. And then throw it up at you. That's
Oh,
it.
for fuck's sake.
Oh no!
Reroll.
Oh, story point. Alright, story point
Story
reroll.
Do I just get one reroll? I don't reroll at advantage, right?
Yeah, well, you just reroll the 9 with a story point. That's
Yeah,
your,
I just want to clarify.
yeah. And that's your 1 reroll per day, which luckily will hold the banish. Alright, that's it for the Flame Brother. New round, Robert.
Robert will
So you are on fire at the beginning of your turn.
oh,
So you
What does
would
that entail?
take 6 fire damage as you are burning. You can use your action to put the fire out. You gotta, like,
Wow.
pat yourself down or stop, drop, and roll or something.
I'll move 30 feet this way. I'll
He's just
sh-
walking around on fire.
shoot this guy over here.
Ah! Firing his crossbow on fire. Ow! Ow!
Fire crossbow, baby!
It hurts. Alright, yeah,
26.
26 will strike. Taking 7.
And then he gets vexed.
Yeah,
Keep-
so advantage.
Yeah, keep
Second
Easy.
shot.
32.
Yeah, that will strike again. Here, let me give you some token actions, which will make your life easier. So now if you
Oh, I don't use them.
Oh, well.
I
Never
never
mind.
use them.
So
Thank
second
you, Dan.
shot, 9 will bring him down.
And I'll use my last shot on this guy.
He's KO'd. Alright. Fire at that guy.
20.
Yeah, 23 will strike. Doing 11, which will put him to badly wounded.
Then I will action surge
Okay.
and pat myself down.
Alright, so you put out the fires. Alright, what else?
That's the end of my turn.
Alright, Eldwin. Ah, you burn for 2.
Alright.
Ow! Ow!
I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to stab him with my rapier for some boom blade.
Haha!
While also on fire.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, 20 will strike, which his heated body will burn you for another 1. And he will go down. Which I believe ends the fight.
So do the guys just not come back?
As long as I continue concentrating, which now that we have no active threats, yes, they will be returned to their plane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they nerfed banishment for 2024.
I was looking at it. It's pretty much the same. It says
It's-
the target is instead transported to a random location on a plane DM's choice associated with the creature type.
Yeah.
Basically, it now only works on certain creature type, like this permanent
Oh
banishment. only
yeah.
works
So
on
it's
certain
limited
creature
to
types.
the types rather than like if it's native or not, which I guess makes sense.
Okay, so by old banishment rules, would Robert be banished to the astral plane?
Robert? No, because he is not any of those types of creatures.
No, by the
Oh,
old
by the
rules.
old rules? Was he born there?
Yes,
So then yes,
Then
he
yeah.
would be.
that's funny.
He would go back home. All
The
right.
way I'm reading it, it's the same. It's just the wording's a little cleaner.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot less blurby.
All right. So you would see that it looks like a bunch of magma kind of got stuck on the ship from their spell, whatever they were doing. So that's why it was not moving. It's
Is there
kind
a
of
way to get rid of it?
you could just take some time and like if you have pickaxes or something, you could break it off.
I have a crowbar.
But it might just slow you down a bit. Crowbar. I guess you could use a crowbar. It just wouldn't be as effective. It might take longer. So I guess how would you get the magma off your ship? It's kind of cooling now, so it's more of a rock than a liquid.
Oh, I have a crowbar and a hammer. Just start chiseling it up.
All right. So you're using a hammer and a crowbar to clear that. Anyone else have anything?
Edwin, did you want to maybe collect the essences while we're clearing out?
Yeah, I'll start working on the essences.
Yeah, unfortunately, a bunch of them were banished, but you have what, 3 guys, so that's
Well, yeah. Considering what we know, relate those things to, I thought it was best to clear this out as quickly as possible and get moving.
Oh, should we guarantee them deaths first?
I assumed you already did that.
Okay. Without taking damage? We just chuck rocks at them until they die?
Yeah, you shoot them or something. It's fine.
Alright, sweet.
But yeah, I think we just. I don't know of any other ways we can really break off the rock unless we have something in there.
I'm not sure. What do you have?
I'm looking in the
Eh.
inventory now to see if there's anything.
You see this? Why you bring laborers with you guys?
Yeah, you need camp laborers or something.
I thought we did say we were going to bring a few with us, but maybe I'm misremembering. That was like a good long few sessions ago, not this particular journey or anything.
Well, I
Is
assume you have them in your ship unless you didn't want to bring them.
I can't imagine, like, I mean, is anyone here, like, opposed to that?
Alright, so that is the essence you collect. Now, unfortunately, without too many tools, it's going to take you more time to clear. Go ahead and... I guess who has the hammer and chisel? Or hammer and
That would-
crowbar? Be you?
That's Robert. Yeah.
So give me a, I guess, strength check.
Robert's
Maybe you
not
should
the
give it to
strongest, man.
Maybe
Just
give
a
it to
straight up
Flick.
strength check?
Yeah, it would
There
be
you go,
more
a 9.
strength. Oh, okay. Well, so you guys would see he's not doing a very good job, as he is not very strong, trying to break rock. A couple of hours would pass, and then I think Flick comes over and grabs it from you.
I mean, my strength is not that impressive, but
Well, thought you
I
said
will
you
try.
used strength for your.
No, I'm dex based.
Oh, does anyone in the group have strength? Is it Dosha?
No, I think it's
I
Dosha.
think Dosha's the
No.
strongest
Oh,
member, I
Dosh.
think.
More like Swolsha. Oh, sorry, I tried.
At +2, I think he is the strongest member of
Oh,
the group.
jeez.
Yes.
All right. Dosha says, I see why you brought me along. Just
Nasira, I think, is
rocks for you.
+1.
All right, I'll have Dosha roll. Hang on. So he,
So you tell them you're not a tool to be
he
used.
sees, he sees Robert getting tired. He's like, I will help. He comes over. Oh yeah, he does a little bit better. So
Way
about
better.
5 hours after you originally got stuck. Actually, let me roll to see if anything happens.
If it's taking that long, I would set up the hut after a bit.
Okay. So you would get to, you would get to spend a short rest during this time if you want to spend it. In case you're
Since
attacked
Robert
again.
is working, I don't think he can he? Not right?
So you worked for 3 hours, but after that you can spend it.
Yeah, so I can get my, whatchamacallit?
Alright, so
Action surge,
Dosha works another 2 and does finally get the ship out.
Roll 2
And yeah,
dice.
anyone who wants to during that time could have taken a short rest.
I think I'm chill.
3 hit dice.
Alright, so we are at time though. Took away all my fun by banishing my encounter. How dare you?
See, guys, we won D&D.
You won D&D. Alright.
I was debating whether
D&D
or not to like try and get the essence, but I was like, no, I don't want to risk Tarkana rocking up.
Alright, so at 5 p.m. we will end the story and give me MVP votes.
I do like the new Robert, even though I'm not dealing as much damage. When I was going through the character creation, they give you a lot more options in skills.
Yeah,
you
I like the
using-
mastery stuff.
Yeah, Flick, are you using the new rules or no?
Not yet, but I was going to. That's my project for tomorrow, is to get that all converted.
And you don't have to. So my new thing is if you want to use the old rules, you can. You just can't use any of like the, upgraded healing or anything. If you just
Yeah.
want to stick with your old character. But if you do use the new rules, you have to use all the new rules. So you can't like go Twilight
Half and
Cleric,
half.
but like with half, using. So it's just like basically you are either converted or you're not.
You're committing or you're not, yeah.
Yeah,
So
because I found
yeah,
that
I'm down to commit.
because then people would just take certain things, and it wasn't balancing well. So I will allow people to stay as long as they completely stay, but I'll be using the new rules.
Yeah, honestly, when like I'm like waiting until you force it because I just don't think I'd want to play Onvir if I'm not a Twilight Cleric. Just
And they
because of,
might
like,
get. Well, I'm sure they're gonna do a 5.5 Twilight Cleric at some point. It's such a popular thing. I still need Flick's vote. /W
vote.
space GM space your MVP vote. But I'm sure they'll do the Twilight Cleric conversion. They might nerf it. I wouldn't be surprised if they nerfed it.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. It's just like I'm so used to all the things and like making a change to one of the 2024 rules, which is just like so drastically different. I don't feel like I could make it fit on Via.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, like one thing
Yeah.
about the new rules is I lost my bonus action crossbow attack. I actually have to be dual wielding if I want the crossbow attack as a bonus
Oh,
action.
you can't just fire a crossbow 4 times around.
Not no more.
Yeah.
What was the session number?
This is session 141. Oh, and
Jesus.
Onvir was the MVP.
Oh yay!
Congrats.
I get that story point I spend on concentration back.
Yeah. Alright, well, good game, everyone. Hope you all had fun.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I did. I enjoyed the new rules.
So
With
we
mastery and stuff.
got you some combat there at the end. Be interesting to see what you do once you get to the temple.
I do love the new attack rules about like drawing and stowing weapons as part of the attacks.
Alright, I'm going to bed, guys. Good night.
Night.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Up, out to catch us all.
Yeah, see you later.